Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to another live stream here on WooEnglish. As always, my name is Hamza, and I will be your host as always. And I know that a lot of you will be very confused that we are live streaming today, Thursday, while we normally live stream on Friday. But there was just like some work that I personally have tomorrow, so we decided to stream or to live stream today instead of tomorrow. But this will be just for this week. So I hope you guys are doing great. I see Amin is already here. Amin, welcome, and I hope you are doing great. Who else is here? I still see that like new people are just joining. Okay, welcome everybody. Don't forget when you enter the live stream, don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah, today, what is the topic today? All right, so the topic today will be Shakespeare 2, the second session of Shakespeare. But today I'm gonna show you some examples of his work. So we're gonna go to one chapter. So we will do listening, but at the same time, I want to show you some of the works of William Shakespeare because I talked a lot about him last time. I said that he was the most famous English writer, and he is the most famous English writer. And he is often called the father. All right, and he is often called the he is often called the father of modern kind of modern English literature. Asanol, hello, welcome. How are you doing? All right. So when you enter or while you enter the live stream, don't forget to click that like button. That helps a lot. Uh, uh, I hope the image is clear for you. So today, as I said, we'll be talking about William Shakespeare. But today, I'm gonna add one section at the end of the live stream where I want to show you some of the work of William Shakespeare so that you can appreciate the man. Great, I'm doing very well. Thank you, Asanol. And sorry, guys, as I said before, sorry for changing the time of the live stream to Thursday out of the blue. But it wasn't out of the blue. I have some work tomorrow. I'm traveling actually, so we decided to switch it to today. Well, I apologize for that. Okay, so let me see who is here. So if you are here, say hi. Let us know where you are joining us from. Before I start the first activity, and please don't forget to like if you are looking or if you are watching this live stream for the first time. Don't forget to subscribe, and let me tell you a little bit about our channel. Woo English is a channel dedicated to learning English through stories. Hasna, hey, how are you? Uh, I think you are from Morocco, right? I remember you, I guess, from like a long time ago, if I'm not mistaken. I still remember some of you guys who frequent the live stream. So welcome, Hasna. If that's the same person who have been with us before. Okay, I want to remind you guys of who William Shakespeare is. So last time we talked about one of his about some of his stuff, but I want to repeat this exercise. And I want to repeat it just so that people who are joining for the first time will get to know the men, all right? So, William Shakespeare, why is he so famous? What did he contribute to English? A, B, C, or D? A, he wrote the first English dictionary, he translated ancient Greek texts into English, or he added words to the English language. He introduced the concept of rhyme in English. Which one of these do you think William Shakespeare did in his lifetime? Great. Okay, perfect, perfect. Wonderful. Now, welcome back. So, which one of these did William Shakespeare do? Uh, why are we repeating this? As I said, I'm gonna repeat just this one exercise because I want to let people who were not here before know who William Shakespeare is. D says Ahsanul, he introduced the concept of rhyme because don't let us not forget that the man was a poet. He used to write poetry. So maybe he introduced the concept of rhyme. All right. So Asanol says it's D. What about the rest of you guys watching? Do you have another answer? Do you agree with Asanol? Don't be hesitant. Don't be shy. Share with us your opinion in the chat. Just one letter, A, B, C, or D. I'm gonna reveal the answer. The answer, very simply, is that he one of his contributions is that he actually added words to English. This guy was so creative that he started creating his own words and adding them to English. And a lot of his words are still used until today. All right. So he created new words, or he changed the use, or he changed the meaning of some old words. This guy was so creative. He created his own words. So he created his own words. How many words did he create, or how many words did he add to English? 200, 1,700, 5,000, 10,000. Which one do you think is the right answer? A, B, C, or D? Again, just give me one letter in the chat before we go on and start the listening practice for today. So, for those of you again who don't know what we do, so Woo English is dedicated to learning English through stories. We do one video every single day, one video, and every week two live streams like the one you are watching right now. We are going to do a listening session today, and just so we are just like having this little discussion with these questions, but the main activity for today will be listening. So we will listen, we will answer some questions, and then we are going to read. Because I have too much creativity. That's well, D is too much again. It's too much. Okay, the answer, as all, is 1,700. That's the number of words that William Shakespeare added to English. And and some of the words that he added included words like you know them and you use them, like alone. Like alone. This was a word added by William Shakespeare to English. Like the word not alone, lonely, I think. Like the word, for example, eyeball. Eyeball was a word added by William Shakespeare to English. Eyeball. So this is the eye, but the eyeball is like the what's behind. Eyeball, he called it. Eyeball. Another word created by the men, believe it or not, is where we sleep. Bedroom. So the word bedroom was first used by William Shakespeare. Bedroom. So he added a lot of words that we still use until today. And the guy lived in the 16th century. He lived like 500 years ago. 500 years ago he lived. So bedroom, eyeball, alone, and a lot of other words that we still use today. 1,700. This guy was a genius. He did not he was not satisfied with the tens of thousands of words that existed in English, so he started creating his own words. Can you believe this man? I'm always still impressed by this fact that there was a man who created new words in a language single-handedly, and we still use them 500 years later. This is unbelievable for me. Okay, so he has some very known stories. Which one of these is not one of his works? So these are four works, or four plays by William Shakespeare. Three of them are by William Shakespeare. One is not by him. Which one is not by him? Hey, Ahsan Haq. Hey, why are there two people? Ahsan Al Darisa? Because why are there two people with the same name, guys? Ahsan Al, there is another man called the same name as you guys. All right, that's interesting. Where are you from? Where are you from? There is one single or two letters. Ahsan al Haq and Ahsan Haq. Who is this? I don't know, man. That's so interesting. Can you imagine this? Two people in the same live stream with the same name. Man, This is Axanol. This is probably your twin. That's so interesting, man. We've got an Axanol imposter. All right. So the Axanol says it's B, but it's actually C. The Great Gatsby was not by William Shakespeare. Hamlet, yes. Macbeth, yes. And I think most of the people watching the live stream right now have watched or have heard about Romeo and Juliet. Romeo and Juliet is the most famous uh, uh, love story in the world, and it was created by this guy. So this guy was amazing. This guy was amazing. All right, vocabulary. Sure, let's do vocabulary. So for vocabulary, I have 5 words that you will see or you will hear during our session. So when we are listening, you will hear these words: thatched, ambitious, resilience, groundlings, swept. You will hear these words and maybe you will not understand them. So let us explain them right now. But before we do, let me do very quick thing and let me give them numbers. Let me give them numbers. If you guys excuse me for a second, I just need to give them numbers so that you can write for me a number and a letter. Because I forgot to give them numbers. All right, now it's good. Okay, perfect. So let's go back. All right. So I have for you 5 words you will hear later in our listening activity. I want you to understand them right now. Thatched, ambitious, resilience, groundling, and swept. And we have 5 definitions: covered with straw and reeds, moved quickly, people standing in the yard of a theater, strength to recover from difficulty. Let me know which word means which definition. So we are going to hear uh, uh, these words in today's session, in today's listening session, and I want you to understand them right now. So write for me one. Okay, great. Shiraz, hey, how are you? And where are you joining us from? I think this is your first time here. 2 is E. Shiraz says 2 is E, meaning ambitious is determined to succeed. Wonderful. Asanol says 5 is B. Asanol says 5 is B. 5 is swept and B is moved quickly. Shiraz says 4 is A. Oh, Shiraz and Asanol are racing. Asanol says 3 is D. So resilience is D, strength to recover. Shiraz says 4 is A, 4 groundlings. A, covered with straw. From Tunisia, welcome. I'm from Morocco. 4 is C. So you guys don't agree. Shiraz says 4 is A, while Axonol says 4 is C. Wonderful. I always like this competition, this kind of competition. I know you guys are not competing, but I just like it when a lot of people are sharing their ideas at the same time. And yeah, so that's wonderful. You know, 1 second, just to show you some pictures. So these are words, as I said, that you will you will hear during your. Okay, wonderful. So let's reveal. So thatched is A. So 1 is A. Thatched, covered with straw and reeds. So basically, thatched, we say thatched about the roof of houses. And let me show you a picture. So this is a thatched roof. This is a thatched roof. So it's covered with straw. And it will have a very important role in today's listening. So thatched reeds. This is it. So it's a house, and the roof is covered with straw. Okay, straws are like this. That's thatched, basically. Ambitious. When we say ambitious, Shiraz got it correct. So when we say an ambitious person, that's a person who is determined to succeed. Ambitious, they have big goals for the future. Resilience is your ability to recover after a difficulty. So we call that resilience. So even when you fall, you stand up again. That's resilience. Is when you fail, you keep trying. That's resilience again, right? So resilience is recovery after falling or after failing, even. Groundlings. Groundlings are people standing in the yard. So in the past, in the theater, people used to stand, like to stand on the ground, and we called them groundlings because they stand on the ground. All right, and finally, swept is something moved very fast. So he swept past me means he passed me very fast. For example, I was driving and a motorbike swept next to me, meaning that he moved so fast near my car. All right, so this is basically 5 words. So now to the most important part, listening part. And I have, as always, 5 rules for you. Or not 5 rules, just 3 rules. 3 rules. 3 are just 3, not 5. So the 3 rules are listen carefully because I'm going to ask you questions later on. So we are going to listen to a chapter from our video. Listen carefully. I'm going to ask you questions later. Number 2, when you are listening, if you don't understand the word, ask me about it and I will be more than happy to answer you. Number 3, don't forget to like this video if you don't mind. So let's go without further ado. Let's go to listening. All right. So the listening, we are going to listen today to chapter number 6. Okay. And we have already, so the video is 2 hours on our channel, WooEnglish. But we are going to do just like 10 minutes. Okay. 10-minute listening activity. So I hope you guys are ready. 3, 2, 1.
Chapter 6. The Globe and the Spotlight. By the late 1590s, William Shakespeare was one of the most successful playwrights in London. His plays were loved by many, but he wanted more. He dreamed of a theater that he and his company could call their own. A place where stories could come alive in front of eager audiences.
So let me explain something. So here we are listening to the life story of William Shakespeare, and here he started to become famous. So in the previous chapter that we did last Tuesday, he started to become famous, and even the queen herself started coming to his shows because his shows were so amazing, so thrilling. So now they needed a new place to start doing even bigger shows in front of eager audience. An eager audience, or for example, an eager learner, someone who wants to learn. So an eager audience is only who wants to watch more. Okay.
That dream became a reality when William helped create one of the most famous theaters in history, the Globe. The idea for the Globe began with the Lord Chamberlain's men. This was the theater company that William worked with. They had been performing at a theater called the Theater, but their lease had ended. They needed a new home. Instead of renting another building, they decided to build their own playhouse. It would be bigger, better, and more exciting than anything London had seen before. The project was ambitious. The company needed money, land, and materials to build their dream theater. Each member of the Lord Chamberlain's men, including William, invested in the project. It was risky, but they believed it was worth it. William put his earnings from his plays into the theater.
So he was working with a company, a small company called the Chamberlain's Men, but now he wants his own theater called the Globe. So he started putting whatever money he made from his plays, from his theater pieces or pieces of theater to this new project,
showing how deeply he believed in their vision. The land for the theater was chosen on the south bank of the River Thames. This area, called Southwark, was lively and full of activity. Markets, inns, and other theatres filled the streets. It was a place where Londoners came to be entertained. The location was perfect. Building the Globe was no easy task. Workers carried heavy wooden beams and used simple tools to construct the grand structure. The design was unique. The globe was round, with an open roof that let in sunlight. Inside, there was a large stage that jutted out into the audience. 3 levels of seating surrounded the stage, allowing people to watch from every angle. It could hold up to 3,000 people, making it one of the largest theaters of its time. In 1599, the Globe was finally complete. It stood proudly beside the Thames, a symbol of creativity and ambition. The theater's flag flew high, signaling to the people of London that a performance was about to begin. The excitement was palpable. The Lord Chamberlain's men were ready to welcome audiences to their new home. The Globe quickly became the heart of London's entertainment. People from all walks of life came to see the plays.
I want to explain this expression, people from all walks of life. So when we say people from all walks of life, means diverse people. People who are rich, people who are poor, people who are doctors, people who are teachers. So all walks of life, meaning all sorts of people.
Performed there. The rich sat in the covered galleries, paying more for the best views. The poor, known as groundlings, stood in the open yard right in front of the stage. They paid just a penny for a ticket. Whether rich or poor, everyone shared the same excitement when the actors stepped onto the stage. William's plays brought the globe to life. Comedies like Twelfth Night made audiences laugh with their clever wordplay and silly misunderstandings. Tragedies like Hamlet left them in awe as they pondered questions about life and death. Histories like Henry V inspired pride in England's past. Each performance was an experience filled with emotion and energy. One of the reasons the Globe was so special.
I want to take one small minute here and show you the globe. So this is the globe that the text is talking about. This is the globe. This is the theater of William Shakespeare. This is it from the top. So you can see that it's circular, right? It's circular. And this is it when people are performing. So you can see, since it's circular, everybody can watch the play. All right? So this is the globe that the text is talking about.
Was the connection between the actors and the audience. There were no barriers separating them. The actors could see the crowd's faces, hear their reactions, and even speak directly to them. This created a unique bond. When an actor delivered a powerful line, the audience cheered. When a character died tragically, they gasped. The Globe was not just a theater, it was a shared experience. William spent much of his time at the Globe. He worked closely with the actors, helping them understand their roles. He explained the emotions behind the lines and the movements needed to bring the characters to life. William was not just a writer. He was a storyteller who understood the magic of the stage. But life at the Globe was not without challenges. The theater had to compete with others in London. and new plays were constantly needed to attract audiences. William worked tirelessly, writing some of his greatest works during this time. Plays like Julius Caesar and Macbeth were performed at the Globe, leaving audiences spellbound. There was also danger. Theaters were often viewed with suspicion by the authorities. Some believed they were places of sin and disorder. Others feared they could spread disease, especially during outbreaks of the plague. When the plague swept through London, the Globe was forced to close temporarily. These were difficult times for William and the company, but they never gave up. One of the most dramatic moments in the Globe's history came in 1613. During a performance of Henry VIII, a cannon used for special effects accidentally set the thatched roof on fire. The flames spread quickly, and the theater was destroyed. The audience escaped safely, but the Globe was reduced to ashes.
So let me
For William and the company,
remind you.
it was a devastating.
So let me remind you. So basically, this is the Globe that he's talking about. This is William Shakespeare's theater, and this is the thatched roof. So the roof had straw, it had plants on it. So a mistake happened, a cannon fired, and the building was set on fire.
Loss. But the story of the Globe did not end there. The Lord Chamberlain's men rebuilt the theater, stronger and grander than before. It reopened the following year, a testament to their resilience and determination. William continued to write and produce plays, ensuring that the Globe remained the center of London's theater scene. Through all its triumphs and challenges, the Globe was more than just a building. It was a place where stories came alive, where people laughed, cried, and dreamed together. For William, it was a symbol of what could be achieved through hard work and imagination. As William walked along the banks of the Thames, looking at the Globe, he must have felt a deep sense of pride. This theater was not just a place for entertainment, it was a legacy, a gift to the people of London and to the world. Though William could not have known it at the time, the Globe would continue to inspire generations long after his death. Today, a modern replica of the Globe stands in London, reminding us of the man who dared to dream and the stories that changed the world. Chapter 7.
All right, because we are going to stop at chapter 6. That's what we are focusing on now. So I hope you guys were listening well, because I'm going to ask you some questions. But before we do, of course, don't forget to like this video. That's something that I'm going to always be asking. So don't forget to like this video. That's one of the ways you can help this channel. All right, so let me go back. So the first question that we are going to start with is true or false. So I'm going to give you some statements from the listening that we have just done. You tell me T for true, F for false, and I'm going to give you a justification later. So for example, number 1. The Globe was built by renting another theater building. So they rented a building and then they built the Globe. Is this true? Is this false? This information was in the listening that we have just done. Just write for me T or F in the chat. You don't know, maybe you can just write for me T or F and guess and see if you're going to get it right. So the Globe was built by renting. And let me just remind you, this is the Globe. The Globe, this is Shakespeare's theater. So it was a building, and since it was circular, that's why it was called the globe, so that everybody can have a good sight or a good look at the play. So you can see the play is performed right here, and the people are sitting right here. Let me show you an image. So, for example, this is the play in the center, and everybody's watching, and people watching from the ground, like we have seen in the vocabulary section, are called groundlings. Groundlings. That's probably a word that he created. F. True. Shiraz says F, and Asanal says it's true. Okay, let's check. This is false. So the Lord Chamberlain's men built their own theater instead of renting one. So it was their own. Okay. Great. Number 2. Next one, come on. William Shakespeare invested his earning, his own money, into building the Globe. So to build his dream theater, he invested the money that he made from his previous plays. True, false? What do you guys think? Or what do you remember? All right, so true or false? What do you think? True. Shiraz says true. You're doing a great job. So says true. Asanol says true. Wonderful. Okay, let's check. Yes. So he put his own earnings into the project because he believed in his vision. Great. Wonderful. Okay. So basically the chapter was about William Shakespeare, a poet, a playwright, someone who writes pieces of theater, started growing as a writer, and his plays were very loved, appreciated by people, so he decided to build his own theater. The Globe could hold up to 1,000 people. This information was in the text. The Globe could hold up to 1,000 people. Do you think this is true or this is false? He was a great player. He was not a great player. He was a playwright. A playwright. Okay, so Shiraz says this is false. And also, Asano, how many people could it hold then? So before I give you the correct answer, can you guys remind me how many people could it hold? So for you, Asano, it's a playwright. It's a playwright, not a player. Okay. Shiraz says up to 3,000. Let's check. Okay, up to 3,000. That's wonderful. So you were listening very carefully. Great. Okay, next one. The Globe stage was designed to separate actor from the audience. So the stage where the actor stood will separate. There is a separation between the actors and the audience. Is that true? Over 3,000. Wonderful. You guys were listening very carefully. I was lost in my thoughts. It's okay. It's okay, man. We are all lost in our thoughts sometimes. So the Globe stage falls. Shiraz. Okay. Ahsanol, what do you think? Is this true or false? And I'm gonna even show you a picture to check if that's true or false. False, Ahsanol. Okay, wonderful. So you guys agree. The stage jutted out into the audience, meaning it went out to the audience, creating a strong connection between the actors and the viewers. Let's check if that's true in the pictures. Yes, so you can see this is the actors and this is the audience. There is no separation. Like there is a very short space between them. So yeah, wonderful. Okay. The Globe burned down during a performance of Hamlet. Hamlet is one of the most famous plays by William Shakespeare. So during a performance of this play, the Globe was burned down. The actors are able to talk to audiences. They were so close, and as I showed in the picture, that's so true. False. Oh my God, you guys have are hurting me with all these false accusations. You're saying, hey, you're just saying nonsense with these statements. Where is Shiraz? Where has Shiraz disappeared? That was a canon, isn't it? It is a canon, but during which performance? It was during a performance of another play called Henry the Eighth. Okay, that's when it burned down. Okay, it's okay. Great. So this is like multiple choice questions. So let's check. Why did the Lord Chamberlain's men decide to build their own theater? Basically, the Lord Chamberlain's men was a group of people that William Shakespeare used to work with. So they are called Chamberlains or Lord Chamberlain's men. Why? At one moment, they decided, hey, I don't want to rent. So they used to go to a theater and pay them and use the theater and then go away. But then they decided, we want our own theater. Why was that? They were bored of other theaters. They wanted a bigger and better playhouse. They lost their audience. No one was watching them anymore. Or they wanted to save some money. They said, well, if I'm going to pay someone, better have my own place. B. Both of you guys agree that it's B. Let's check. Yes, it's B. So they were not satisfied with what they had, and they decided to build the globe again. I'm gonna remind you, this is it. This is the globe. This is the globe from above. It's a wonderful place. It looks like a wonderful place. I would love to visit it one day, maybe. Okay, next one. What material was used for the globe's roof? For the roof? Tiles, metal, stone, thatch. Which one of these materials were used for the roof, for the top place? Was it A, B, C, or D? What do you guys say? C? Okay, wonderful. Shiraz and SNL are so synced. Yes, it was thatch, and we said thatch was straw, basically. This is thatch. This is thatch, okay? This was the material used for the roof, and this will lead later to a catastrophe, okay? It will lead to a catastrophe later on. Okay, next one. What was one challenge faced by the Globe Theater? So this theater that they have had one challenge, one problem. What was it? A criticism from authorities, lack of actors, flooding from the river Thames. There was a river next to the globe, or lack of place to perform. They did not have an audience. They had a problem with the authorities. There were a lot of water coming in, or there were no place to act there. A. Perfect to get burned. Exactly. Shiraz says it's A. Criticism from the authorities. Criticism from the authorities. Okay. A. There is no. That's not even an answer, man. That's not even a choice. That's not even an option. The A with that little hat on the top, that's not an option, man. It's criticism from the authorities. If you remember, the authorities started saying, hey, you are gathering a lot of people in the same place. That will lead to viruses and to problems, to health problems and all sorts of things. What event caused the destruction of the globe in 1613? Why is there no A? Okay, there is no A. Okay, let me fix it. Let me fix it very quick. Okay, let me fix it. Okay, I'm gonna just fix it very quick. But I think you guys have already got the answer. That was so silly. Okay. Um, yeah. Let me check. Let me check, please. Oops. That was so silly. All right. Let's go back. Let's go back. Sorry for that. The answer is exactly. So exactly. That's very clear. That's so clear. All right. The answer is A. All right. The answer is A. An accidental fire. So, very basically. So, the Globe was a theater created by William Shakespeare. This was the roof. And one day, an accident happened, and a cannon fired, and it was set to fire. Okay, that was it. How did the Globe Theater contribute to Shakespeare's legacy, to his image? It made him famous only in England. It helped him write only tragedies. It inspired him to become a politician, or it reached a diverse audience and live on through generations. A, B, C, or D. That was so silly, man. Like the right answer was not there, so you guys could guess. Well, it's A, since it's not D. All right, wonderful. D, Sheila's. Okay, great. You guys are doing a great job. Okay, so it's D. Okay, great. So this is after this, we are gonna see at one of the poems, a very short section of a poem by William Shakespeare. Finish the sentences with 3,000 stories thatched shared south. You can write for me number one, it's this. Number two, it's this word. So you can just write for me the number and then the word. So you can write for me. I'm going to read for you the sentences. William Shakespeare dreamed of a theater where could come alive in front of an eager audience. These are sentences from the text, by the way. The Globe was built on the bank of the River Thames in an area called Southwark. The Globe had 3 levels of seating and could hold up to people. During a performance of Henry VIII, a cannon accidentally set the roof on fire, and the Globe was not just a theater, it was a experience where actors and audience connected. Beautiful sentences, to be honest. Beautiful sentences. And beautiful story. William Shakespeare, man. William Shakespeare. I'm going to show you. So William Shakespeare lived in the 1600s, okay, in 1680 AD. And I want to show you a part of his writing, right? A part of his like poems, and you can see how much English changed. English changed so much. South. Okay, you guys are doing a great job. Shiraz and Arsenal doing a great job. All right, 3, you say 3,000. Okay. The bank of a river is one side of the river, right? So a river, there is a bank where we put our money, but a bank is also the side of the river. All right. Thatched. Wonderful. So we said thatched. So thatched meaning it's made of straws. And finally, of course, we have shared the experience between them. Okay, great. So before we carry on and go into the last activity for today, I just want to remind you of this beautiful website that you can see on the top, WooEnglish.com. I'm going to even show you the website. So this is the website. And basically on our website, you will find stories that you can download. So you can choose, for example, you are just a starter, you can choose a starter, and then you can download PDF books for free. If you are advanced, you can go to advanced. Let's check advanced. What are the books that are there? So if you are advanced, of course, you can find, for example, Tom's Big Day Out. So this is, I think, a new one. Ronald or Roald Dahl. So there are a lot of books that you can find right on our story. Otherwise, just go to ebooks, and you will find like our latest books. So this is these are the latest books. So you can just go Oprah Winfrey, for example. I think you guys all know what Oprah Winfrey. So this is a book, and you can go here and click the download button right here, and then download it for free. So you can download it and read it. And this is a new. It was published by us in 2024. So yeah, this is just a quick reminder of our website. Let me go back here, and let's do our last activity, guys. And don't forget to like, please. Don't forget to like. That's my request. Okay, so oops. Okay, sorry, it's taking too long. Right. Okay, great. So this is a little part of a long poem created by William Shakespeare, and I want to read it for you guys. So, shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's lease hath all too a short a date. So this is William Shakespeare's one of his like beautiful and most famous poems. I will repeat it once more. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's lease hath all short of a days. And please note that this word rhymes with this one, and this one rhymes with this one. But anyways, I'm gonna show you some changes in English. Can you find for me in this poem a word that means are, a word that means have, a word that means you as a subject, and you as an object? So there are different words. So we back in the time they didn't used to say are, you are. They said something else, and it is in this poem right here. Can you find it for me? Okay, so let me repeat again the task. Can you find for me in this poem by William Shakespeare a word that means are, a word that means have, a word that means you, and another word that means you from this little sonnet? So you can write for me, are is this word. I will be so surprised if you guys can manage to find these words. Okay, I think this is better. So again, this is a short. Okay, one is D. So R is D. Okay. So can you find for me in this old poem, by William Shakespeare, the old word for are, the verb are, you are. So how did they say that in the past? Have, are the. R is the. Okay. And two words that mean you. You will be surprised, believe me. You will be surprised. You will be so surprised. What about have? Can you find for me have, had? Okay, have is had. Had. Thou. Have is thou. Okay. So can you find for me the old words for are, have, you, and you from this poem by William Shakespeare? You are gonna be so surprised by the end, believe me. And I'm gonna give you the newer version of this. What about you? What about you? So this is a short poem by William Shakespeare. It's a part of a poem. You can go to Google and click and write William Shakespeare Sonnet 18. It's a long, beautiful poem. I took a part of it. I wanted to show you how English changed. Farsi to me, it's old. No, it's not even old English. It's early modern English. Early modern. This is modern English, by the way. Let me read it once more. Shall I compare thee? There you go. That's one. That's one. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's lease hath all the short of a date. No, let me read the last line. I always mess it up. And summer's lease hath all too short a date. Okay, so let's reveal one by one. R is art. So this word right here, it means are. Thou art, meaning you are. So thou art, so this means you, and this means are in early modern English. This is modern English, guys, believe it or not. And have is had. Where is it? Where is it? Had. This is it. Leave had. So have was had in the past. Well, not have, but it's has. Has was had in the past. You was thee. So this is you. So both these words mean you. So shall I compare thee means shall I compare you? Okay? Shall I compare thee means you as an object. But if it is a subject, thou art means you are. So if it is a subject, it's thou. Imagine this got a point like this in your. Now you will never get that. You'll never get that, man. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Okay, so let's see the new version of this poem. Okay, so shall I compare thee to a summer's day is shall I compare you to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. You are more lovely and more steady. Rough winds do shake the darling buds, means rough winds shake the springtime flowers, and summer's lease hath all too short a day, means a summer doesn't last long. Or meaning that summer has short days, because in summer the night is long, I think. All right, so this was just like a little yeah, you see how English changed between the past and now. And with that, guys, we come to the end of this live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry again for having to do it today instead of tomorrow. Thank you so much, guys, and enjoy the end of your